Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. And guys, we are down to the final four teams here of the 2024 postseason, and we're one of them. It gets more and more crazy that I was able to do what we are doing with this White Sox team the further we get into what the real life 2024 White Sox are doing. So man, hopefully some of you White Sox fans along with me can live vicariously through this March to October and ease the pain. But anyway, today is the start of the ALCS. Winner goes to the World Series, and we've got to take on the Yankees. So it is the number 1 versus the number 2 seed in the AL matching up here, but the Yankees are another team that I feel like in real life, before the season started, nobody was really thinking they were going to make any waves. I was seeing a lot of projections of them being an even under 500 team or not a playoff team, but even if it was less so compared to what we've done with the White Sox, the Yankees have seemingly outdone those expectations to make it here. So before we hop into game 1 here of the series, I always like to go through our new opponent's roster, do a little bit of scouting, see who I need to worry about. I will try and keep it a little bit shorter than I took to look at the Twins roster, because after I was editing that, I was like, man, that took way too long. So let's actually get into it then. 94-68 is where the Yankees finished, which even though they're the 2 seed in the league, makes them the 3rd best record in the league because the Twins were the 2nd best. But in terms of their overall rankings by player skill, they're the 8th ranked team and the Twins were the 9th. And based on this, they've got good power, they've got good pitching, and pretty much average contact and defense with the worst speed in the league. So taking a look at their starting lineup, this is what they're going with, and at a glance, it looks pretty solid. I seem to remember the Twins being a lot more balanced. These Yankees seem to be, they have a couple of better players, but they also have a couple of worse players. But whenever you see a 99 overall in a lineup that you're facing, that's never a fun sight. So just taking a quick look at what these guys did in the regular season. First of all, Gleyber Torres must have had a really horrible year against lefties. That is a lot of regression. And I mean, man, with how bad he must have been against lefties, he must have been pretty good against righties, because he still finishes with a pretty good year. You got Verdugo batting 2nd against the righties. Another solid year from him. Next is Judge. His power decreased, so let's see what he did. Okay, well, it's kind of crazy when you can hit 46 home runs in a season and your power goes down. And man, he put up a 10.3 wins above replacement. So yeah, this dude, he is the guy. He is the one we got to worry about. Doesn't get easier after him though. Juan Soto bats clean up, and he had a 30 homer season, batted 300. You got Stanton then batting 5, still a big threat with 92, 94 power, and he hit 39 home runs. Austin Wells is their catcher, and I'm guessing, oh no, okay, he did play throughout the season. I was gonna say I'm guessing that he's one of the guys who like didn't even play on the big league team all year, but he did. Wasn't all that great at the plate. Then you got Volpe batting 7, and he hit 22 home runs, pretty similar year to his rookie season. You got Rizzo batting all the way down in the 8 hole. He had a 20 homer, 20 double season, but actually I wouldn't consider this all that great of a year. Then it rounds out with LeMahieu, and wow, he tanked this year. And yeah, those numbers aren't looking great either. So I wouldn't say that we don't have to worry about anybody past Stanton, but it is kind of top heavy. After Stanton, there wasn't too many great seasons. There's definitely some power potential out of like Volpe and Rizzo, but it really is going to be the top 5 in this order against righties. That's the worry. Against lefties, what are the differences here? They're starting Trent Grisham and Jose Trevino. I think that's the only differences here. So Grisham in 59 games actually did pretty decent for under 200 at bats, and then Jose Trevino also pretty decent for 60 games played. So yeah, lefty specialists for sure. And their pitching's supposed to be good. So what do we got here? Looks like we're facing Cortez in game 1. Must have thrown Cole in their last game or something, and he's not ready to go. But it really looks kind of like, well, for one, after Cole, it drops off big time. But then it's a couple of 82s, and then Carlos Rodon after that at a 78. Not a super scary starting rotation, I would think. Nestor had a 3.76 ERA, did not strike out many batters in 232 innings. You got Stroman, 4.56 ERA, not a big strikeout guy. He also walked a lot. And then Cole, when we inevitably face him, we're facing a guy who had a 2.77 ERA, over 200 strikeouts, over 20 wins. So definitely their best arm, but we already knew that. And then when we face Carlos Rodon, he had a solid year, actually. 432. Probably not going to have to deal with Clark Schmidt. Usually you don't face that fifth starter ever. But yeah, I don't know. Outside of Cole, I wouldn't say their starting rotation is all that worrying. In the bullpen, I mean, they've got some solid arms out there. Everybody over a 70 overall. Just skimming through, you've got some decent hits per 9 numbers. Ian Hamilton had a 3.63 ERA in 62 innings. You got Marinaccio with a slightly over 4. Victor Gonzalez, probably their main lefty, or I guess they have 2 lefties, so I don't know who's the main one, but he wasn't all that great. Scott Effross, man, he barely pitched. I do know he's got kind of a funky delivery sinker slider combo, so I feel like he'd be pretty tough to hit. Caleb Ferguson, maybe this was their main lefty because he had a 2.12 ERA. Johnny Lasagna, that's a threat. That's a big arm out there. Sinker slurve combo. Outlier on that sinker. 98 walks per 9, so he's going to be accurate with it too. And then their closer, Clay Holmes, with 44 saves and a 2.55 ERA, another sinker slider combo with the slurve mixed in. Probably another guy we don't want to be seeing if we're down in the 9th inning. But then again, that's exactly what I said about Yohan Duran, and we dealt with him when we needed to. When it comes to our team, there was no postseason roster moves in between series here. Everything looks the same. Rotation and bullpen all look the same. So game 1, we've got a 4-2 lead. So the game being pretty generous here, because not only do we have a 2-run lead, but we also have only 2 innings to secure that lead. They have nobody on base to start, nobody out. Dylan Cease still going with 7 innings pitched so far, 7 punch outs, no walks. And I don't know, normally I would be only playing game 1 to start the series, but today with game 1 starting so late, we'll have to see what game 2 is looking like. I might cram a second one into this one. And look at that, the crowd's here for it again. Of course they would be. We had our first postseason series win since the World Series win in 2005 to get us here, so everybody's got to be excited. The juices are flowing today. All right, so here we go. DJ LeMahieu stepping up to the plate in shades at night. Maybe that's why he wasn't hitting this season. We did have a lot of energy left for Cease, but I do want to make sure we've got who we want warming up here, just in case. But then also, let's see what's gotten us to this point. We've given up a couple solo shots to 2 guys in the bottom half of the order also, the part that I said we probably didn't need to worry about as much. It was Nestor on the mound for them. He gave up all 4. He's out of the game. And then on our side, it's 3 home runs, another one from Vlad. So he's continuing that streak. He's homered in all 4 games so far to start this postseason run. And then, yeah, we already saw Dylan Cease's line. He's having another good game. Looks like the wind, well, maybe I shouldn't judge it on that yet because it seems to change. At least it did the last time out. I thought the wind was blowing out. Then I looked back in like the next inning and it was blowing in. Ooh, up and in on the fastball, sits down LeMahieu. We'll add to that Dylan Cease strikeout total. Oh my God, we got Glaber looking. What are you looking for up there? And the grounder, Moncada's over at second today, and he's got the play made. That was a nice play, too. 1-2-3, 8th inning for Cease. He gets all the way to Garrett Crochet. Now, the question is, can we give us some more runs of insurance? And right away, the first arm I got to deal with is Scott Effross. Pointed him out as somebody who might be difficult to face, but we have Vlad up. Oh my God, if that gets through, what an AB from Vlad. 9 pitches to get a weak little dribbler to get through. No, we can't be doing that though. We can't follow it up with that. 108 miles per hour off the bat, and it's a double play. God, dude, that is just... that is deflating. That was a good swing. Okay, there we go. Would have been much better if we had a runner on base for that, but dude, you can't do that. You cannot hang the breaking ball right there to Mitch Garver. Yohan Duran learned this in the last series. Just adding to our ridiculous home run total so far in this postseason. I think that's 4 today, combining with what the CPU did. We hit so many in the first series. I'm going to have to look into what the single postseason record is for team home runs in a postseason run, because we are probably fast approaching that. And then I pop it up with Vaughn. He still doesn't have a hit in the postseason yet. He's been so good for us in the regular season. He put up some numbers, but I don't know. I might have to adjust the lineup. I might have to have Sheets bat against righties or something. All right, here we go. One extra run of cushion, but it's still a safe situation, so let's get our closer in. Toughest part of the order, too, to face. We got Judge, we got Soto, we got Stanton. And, I mean, it's just nothing you can do about that. It's Aaron Judge. That pitch works against so many other bats. Not Aaron Judge, I guess. Yeah, I guess that pitch didn't really end up where I wanted it to. I thought I got a perfect release. It just must have not gone in a good spot within the par. There we go. Settle things back down on the ground is short. There we go. In on the hands with the slider. That's out number 2. Just 1 to go. Okay, come on. We can still, no we can't. Catcher running, I thought he was a little bit slower, but Nicky Lopez also doesn't have much of an arm. So of course, now we gotta make this one interesting. They're bringing up the tying run to the plate. And it keeps going. That's 3 hits allowed this inning for Crochet. And you know what? He only had 1 appearance in the first series, and he gave up a couple of hits, or at least a couple of base runners in that one too. He is struggling a little bit more here in the postseason under the bright lights. Okay, we got the rollover though. Moncada's got it clean, and we walk away with the win. Did not need to be as worrying as it was there at the end, but still a relatively comfortable win. And I think unless game 2 is going to be starting in like the 5th inning or something super early like that, I think we're just going to play it, because that was only an inning and a half. That went by very fast. So let's see what we have here for game 2. It's top 7. It's 0-0. So if we want the Vlad streak to continue, I got to do it myself. So yeah, let's just hop right in. Let's see what's going on here. 5 hits for them, 3 for us. Jake Eater's got 11 strikeouts. Jake Eater might be the guy, because he had the complete game. And was it a complete game shutout back against the Twins in the first series? And now he's got another shutout going with 11 punch-outs. 86 pitches in though. But I mean, he's still got energy, a lot of it too. Not really much of a need to look at the box score when it's 0-0 like this, but we have our 3 hits pretty spread out, it looks like. So yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's get back into this. We're gonna stay with Eater. I don't really see a reason to take him out of this game yet, and right away, first pitch, he's getting a pop-up. Oh, look at that curve. Perfectly placed in on the hands like that. And then a grounder right over to Vlad. Quick inning once we got into this one. Jake Eater keeps rolling. And now let's see if we can go ahead and take this lead. The earlier the better. We do have to get a whole time through the lineup before we get Vlad up again though, so... Oh my, yeah, that should be our 1-0 game. Oh my, okay. At least that's going to be a hit. It's not often enough that the pitchers actually dodge the ball, hit right back to him instead of just snagging it. Did that go behind him? I mean, I'll take it. We move the runner up, but like, would have been nice to get hit by it too. Get an extra runner on. Man, if that happened before 2 strikes, it would have been very tempting to bunt Robert over to third, but I don't want to do that with 2 strikes on him. He is only hanging that slurve. It's always a tough pitch. 4-pitch walk to Garver, so that gets the double play in order, and it brings up Andrew Vaughn in a big spot. We need him to come through. This would be a great time for his first hit of the postseason. Drive in that go-ahead run. That's fine. I'd rather that than grounding out on that. Okay, we got the call. Game let me hold up and gave me the call there, even though we probably shouldn't have. Oh my God, another pass ball. Or the first one was a wild pitch. That one's a pass ball. And Vaughn takes ball 4, so that loads him up. And they're sticking with him. I don't really understand why. I mean, I know he hasn't given up anything yet, but 100 pitches in, loads the bases, and I guess I'll let him get away with that. Come on. 3-2. We've worked it to 3-2. Come on. Bring this run around some way. We got to run. Duran's going to run this out. He's too fast. That works. I said some way, and that was some way. That's a 1-0 lead. I feel like you also got to give Vaughn some credit for getting past the tag. I don't know. I can't tell if he went into like the start of the tag animation and Vaughn just was too fast and got past him. But if Vaughn got tagged there, that's a double play. DeYoung. Oh, man, I hit that hard. That was a good swing, good contact, just a nice play. We only walk away with the 1. You want more when we got the spot that we had there, but at least we have the lead. And you know what? I know Eater was going good, but it's a close game. It's the top of the order, another time through the order. I don't want to risk anything. I'm going to the pen. There we go. 1 pitch, weak grounder over to Vlad. Ideal. Okay, I'm having trouble locating here now all of a sudden. Oh, and that was huge. And Armstrong comes away with the behind the back snag, which I don't like seeing just because I don't like it being in the game, but it works in my favor there, so I can't be upset. Judge won't swing either, but you know what? If I put him on, that's fine. He swung 3-0. He got the 3-0 green light for that pitch. Okay, you know what? That's the same as a walk. I don't like where I accidentally left that pitch, but if I tried to place it on the edge and missed and it was ball 4, it's the same result. Ooh, and that happened quick, but they took Judge out, so that for sure is the last we have to see of Judge in this game. Oh, we got Soto swinging through that backdoor cutter. Armstrong with the scoreless 8th. And man, with how Crochet pitched in that last game, I want to get him more run support. I don't like the 1-0 lead going into the 9th. All right, I'll take it. We got the call. Got a couple calls in that plate appearance there. I'll take my leadoff base runner. It's kind of a shame that Benintendi isn't having a better postseason. Both him and Vaughn, really. Because I'm kind of letting the real-life bias turn me against the 2 Andrews, even though in this universe, in this season, they were both really good, especially Benintendi. Benintendi batted like .330, I think. They're just both struggling here in the postseason, and then they're both struggling in real life. And Eloy gets that one by 3rd. We've got something cooking here. 2 on with nobody out. And now here's our Vlad AB. Probably, ooh, if I would have turned on that, probably our only chance of extending this home run streak with Vlad. Oh, that was it. That was the pitch, and I was just under it and just out in front. I mean, you know what? It doesn't extend the home run streak, but it's a perfect swing, and it produces a run. Even if he's not leaving the park, Vlad's contributions continue. He is the easy postseason MVP right now. He is such a difference maker. Oh, and that one just got in on the hands a little bit. Still in good shape to add even more on. Still got the 2 runners out there. Still only 1 out. Fletcher, though, on the ground. We got a run. 72 speed. It's enough to extend the inning at least. Need a base hit to bring this 3rd run around to score, though. Get that much more insurance. No, I tried to check. Oh, that's brutal. All right, so you know what? I'm going to be smart about this. Stanton is way better against lefties than he is against righties. Let's see the splits here. Yeah, it's mostly in the contact. So what I'm going to do is face Stanton with Armstrong, and then we'll bring in Crochet for the final 2 outs. And I think Fletcher has that, so phase 1 of the plan is complete. And now here we go. Here comes Crochet. Pick up a save in 2 straight games here, and let's do it dominantly now, if that's even a word. Okay, there we go. You want the punch out on an 0-2 pitch like that, but I'll take the weak ground out. 1 to go. Grounder, Duran has it. And there we go. That's a 2-0 series lead with a 2-0 win. And we prove we can do it without the long ball also. 2 runs in 2 innings for me without having to hit a home run. And just like that, we're halfway to an ALCS victory and heading to the World Series. So that is going to be the last game of the series today, but we will get to see what kind of game we're going to be loading into to start next episode on the road in Yankee Stadium in a hostile environment. You know we're going to be hearing that Star Wars siren blaring whenever it's a 2-strike count. Is that what they do? Get ready to cover your ears. 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 6th is what we have in store. And look at the other side here. Phillies and Cubs tied 2-2. I'm pulling for the Cubs. I want a crosstown World Series. But hey, be sure to remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's episode. And as always, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you've been watching this series, you've been keeping up with it, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. But again, guys, thanks for watching another one today. Thanks for stopping by again, and I will see you next time.